This week in fourth grade, with our 9-week segment of animals and insects, we are going to be working with animal silhouettes. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose an animal that has a print, like just like a giraffe. It has this type of print on it. And any kind of animal, for instance, a really, really easy one, an animal with a specific print would be a zebra. You know how it has the black and white stripes, or it's white with black stripes, and or a cheetah. You have your cheetah print, or Dalmatian, like 101 Dalmatians. Those Dalmatians all have those little. They're white dogs with black dots on them. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw. You're gonna choose whatever animal you want. You can do a giraffe if you want to do a giraffe, which is the example I'm gonna give you, and choose whatever kind of animal you want with a specific print. And then you're going to draw the outline of of whatever kind of animal it is you've chosen to do that has a print. And then color it in black to make it a silhouette of that animal. And what a silhouette is, it's an image of an object, person, or animal shown as a solid shape, one color, usually black, with the edges matching the outline of the subject. The subject with this project would be your animal. So the outline would need to match the shape of a giraffe or a Dalmatian or a zebra or just whatever kind of animal you look up and Google and find to choose to do. Now, the animal print you choose, I want you to make sure whenever you do your silhouette is in solid black with a lighter color background. So you need to make sure you have some white that shows through. Now, we're going to get started and I'll show you how to do your silhouette project. So we're going to do the outline of I'm going to do a giraffe. So you're going to do the outline of my giraffe first.
For number 7, was that supposed to be hospice? Um, it says what medical discovery is most recent.
And giraffes have those little, like, horn type antler things on top of their heads. They don't get very big at all. They just kind of stick up there. And then this is his ears, his mouth, of course,
Okay.
and a really long neck.
Okay. Thank you.
And then with
What
his
were you
body,
saying?
gonna make sure we add his tail in there. And as usual, it does not matter what type of paper you use. Or that you have. And it doesn't matter if you do your silhouette in black marker, black crayon, or black coloring pencils. It's completely up to you what medium you decide to draw your silhouette in, as long as you do it in black or at least the darkest color you have. If you just have pencil, then you need to color that silhouette in pencil and really dark with pressure on that pencil, or some people call it bearing down. And then you would need to do your background by drawing it in very lightly with pencil. Otherwise, you can choose lighter colors if you have color. Now, once we have the outline of our animal that we have chosen, and you see how giraffes have very long legs, along with they have a long neck, so they're very tall. And giraffes only eat leaves out of very tall trees. And when giraffes drink water, they're they kind of have to spread their legs open in order to get their heads, because their neck is so long. They kind of have to spread their legs, and then so they can bend over further in order to bend their necks down far enough to the water to drink the water. So it's kind of difficult for giraffes to drink water, but they are there's plenty of leaves available to them, because most animals can't reach the leaves that they need to eat. Now, and these legs are kind of overlapping. That's the reason why it looks like it looks almost like there's little teeny tiny short legs, but they is one behind the other right here. So then we just completely color in, because remember, our object, once it's a silhouette, the object is solid black, or usually solid black, or at least the darkest color you have. And some silhouettes can be completely white, and then the outside of the paper, of or the rest of the paper, is in color. But we're going to stick with the traditional silhouette pattern that originated. And we're just going to color in our animal completely with black, or the darkest color that you have. And I always try to keep, if I'm using markers, try to keep another piece of paper under there, because these markers do tend to bleed. And as you can see, sometimes it gets all over the table. sure we get these small spaces colored in right and don't run outside the lines. That's the reason why we needed to outline it first. Make sure we don't run outside the lines. So we need a fine, defined shape when it comes to silhouettes. Just thicken this up a little bit. And you can turn your paper however you want to help move the process of getting this colored along. Whatever helps you to effectively get it done as neatly as possible. Okay, and then once we have our silhouette of whatever animal we chose colored in, we are going to take whatever colors our animal print is going to be, and we are going to color. You're going to take pencils and you're going to draw your animal print in the background. And like I said, you need to leave in between the different prints. You need to leave some white spaces. But we're going to, that is my dark brown, yeah. We're going to color that in. And if you need to, you can blend colors. And you can use whatever you have. You can use marker, crayons, coloring pencils. Does not matter, just whatever you have. I'm gonna color in those whole sections and have that print everywhere. And if you need to, if it's like cheetah print, a really small print or something like that, you can you can draw it as if you've zoomed in on it and make that print bigger, just as long as it's an identifiable print. Because if I drew this print to scale, these, for this particular giraffe, these shapes would be very small and I'd have a whole bunch of them. And you can also keep in mind, it can have those jagged edges like I'm doing with the pencil, or mark if I had coloring pencils, or crayons or whatever. So it's not like where your silhouette has to have that defined thin line shape. Your pattern, it is fur, so because it's an animal, so, or it may be feathers or whatever, but because this is fur, it's not gonna be as defined, so it can run out of the lines a little, because fur kind of blends together and everything's not completely definedly even. And you can turn your paper however you want, as you need to get the effect you're mainly looking for or working towards. You know, it's believed to be that coloring is stress relieving and calming. I'm beginning to think that's true because all this coloring get me sleepy. Missed a spot down here at the bottom. It's about to say we're over halfway there with this color. Because remember, we still have to blend other colors in. Make sure you're coloring nice and neat. That seems like I'm going kind of fast, but we only have so long for these videos. We're getting there. Just a little more to go. Kind of have to be careful with those edges. Especially at the corners of your paper. Trying to get this lid to last so I don't have to stop and sharpen it. We'll see. Three more to go. go back this way. We're almost there, and it doesn't take as long with the blending the colors over this. So I started out with my darkest brown. And if you don't have the colors to blend in with, you can try some other kind of technique. Use your imagination, get kind of creative. Then we're going to go back over that, all of those, really quickly with the lighter color, the lighter brown. Blend those colors together. Have to hold that corner down. Remember, you got to be careful with the corners of your paper. And you should always fill your papers up instead of just putting a little teeny tiny object right in the middle that I need this to zoom in on to be able to see. And see how this color is brightening it up a little bit?
Were you in your class today? You better be. Were you in your first class? So you were up at 9 o'clock?
And we're about to get there with our second color. And now for our next color, we're going to go in and very lightly layer a little bit of black throughout here. Very lightly. And just to give it more of a furry effect. Just quickly run some black through there. And we don't need a whole lot. Just to give it texture. More of a fur-like texture. And not all fur lays the same exact way on an animal. Like I said, just lightly run a little through there. We don't need a whole lot.